Okay, well, I guess I'll start off this TED Talk by asking you to try to picture our world today, but without McDonald's. It's kind of hard, right? It's almost impossible to think of what life would be like without McDonald's or Burger King or Wendy's or what have you, fast food in general. I mean, you don't know what it's like to live in that kind of world. Your parents probably don't know what it's like, but your grandparents might. Your grandparents might remember a more simple time, back when fast food chains were just these local businesses where you would just drive up to get a 15-cent hamburger or a single flavor of soft serve ice cream. But the times changed, and as we can see here, after World War II, people started to eat more and more fast food. Now, why is this? Why did we see this shift? Okay, well, there's a couple of reasons. For one, we saw a lot of big innovations during the mid-1950s, okay? Thanks to people like this, Ray Kroc, who was the founder of McDonald's. Okay, now what Ray Kroc did, okay, wasn't necessarily revolutionary, but he helped to innovate the fast food industry. He took this business a lot more seriously than a lot of other founders at the time, okay? What he wanted was the same quality service regardless of whatever McDonald's you went to, okay? And this system really worked, okay? He was able, during the 1960s and 70s, to spread the McDonald's Corporation out from the Southern California area to coast, which was great, but what market was he trying to satisfy? Enter the baby boomer generation. Now, if you know your basic history, you know that after World War II, okay, the soldiers were coming home, they were starting to have families of their own. And we see this huge population increase during the 50s, okay, as more and more families were now on the road. So a new market had opened up for people like Ray Kroc to take advantage of. So that's why these fast food corporations started to explode during this time, because we see a population explosion. And now, as you can see, during the 60s and 70s, the population eventually settles down a bit. And that's just mostly because the baby boomers were growing up. They were starting to have families of their own. And what ended up happening was because since these baby boomers were going to McDonald's when they were kids, they started to take their kids to McDonald's to experience the same kind of experience they had when they were children. So we see that fast food starts leaping generation gaps, okay, until we get to the modern day, where children are raised on fast food, okay? It's why the mascot of McDonald's is a clown. It's why most McDonald's have play areas. It's so that kids, okay, grow up with this, and it becomes a part of their life, something that wasn't around back before the 50s. Okay, now this is great. I've talked about how McDonald's has changed the way Americans eat, but how has it really changed how we live? Okay, and to answer that question, I was starting to think about, what is it about fast food that makes it so successful? What makes it, different? And I came up with three words that, for the most part, all successful fast food places have in common. They need to be fast, they need to be cheap, and they need to be satisfying, okay? And I made this little diagram here to show that you can't really take away any one of these words, okay, or else you don't have fast food. If it's not fast and cheap, then you lose a big part of your market. If it's not satisfying, then you don't have people wanting to go to eat fast food. And I started looking at this, and I began to realize that, this doesn't just apply to fast food. This applies to a lot of the urban market we see today, okay? It applies to the soda companies. It applies to microwave meals. The internet. I mean, the internet was made, okay, for people to get fast services, to get what they want, okay, and for it to be cheap. Well, I mean, for it to be mostly free, but as cheap as possible, right? So I think that what fast food has done is not only changed the way we eat, but it has also changed the market, okay, that we live in, okay? How consumerism has changed in America. We want things fast, cheap, and satisfying. And to close, I mean, McDonald's has a lot of a bad rap, okay? Hear about how it's always has increased diabetes, how it's, made us more lazy. But I also want to look at it a different light. This graph here shows how as the median family income has increased, so has productivity. And the thing is that what places like McDonald's and other fast food restaurants have done for us is that it has given us the opportunity to be more productive. Because we're no longer having to worry about what we're going to eat, okay, what we're going to cook, waiting for 30 minutes for our food. We can now get our food instantly, which allows us to be more productive, okay? Since technology has increased, okay, we have better access to information with our laptops and our smartphones, we also have the ability to be more productive. So, can we really imagine our world today without McDonald's? I would say no, because we couldn't have the world we live in today without places like fast food, which have not only changed our consumerism, but has also changed how productive we are in our daily lives. Thank you.